Hello, today is Saturday, February 15th, and it is time for our weekly highlight meeting. And today it's the road to success. I'm on a successful road. I have set myself up for little 5-pound intermediate goals to get to my next set of digits, or the next set of goal numbers. My goal this week was to lose 0.8. My goal for the whole month is to lose 8 pounds. I gotta get crack-a-lackin' if I'm gonna hit that, but you know what? I'm having a loss every week, so that's all that really matters in my book. But today I did lose 0.8, so now I weigh 224.2, and it's a milestone of 80 pounds. I've lost 80 pounds on Weight Watchers. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very, very proud of myself because it wasn't an easy path for me. It really wasn't. But I keep chipping away. I'm going to get to that 100 pounds. I'm working my hardest to get there, and I know I will. I just know I will. This is my year. I'm hoping to get to Wonderland by Easter, which is in about 7 or 8 weeks. Lofty goal. I'd have to lose 3 pounds a week. I'm not going to do that. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to try my hardest to get there, to lose the 24 pounds. But if I could just get to the 100 pounds, that's 2.5 pounds a week. That's a little bit more realistic. Well, I'm just going to try. I'm going to get darn close. That's all I can say. But let's go over the meeting. You want to be a star, S-T-A-R, star. The road to success. Having a big overall goal is great, but how are you going to get there? Simple, by setting smaller goals that ladder up. Focus on the tasks you need to do to reach your goal. My whole goal from start to finish is to get to 160 pounds. In order to do that, I have to lose 144 pounds. So I still have 64 pounds to go. I'm going to get there, setting my small little 5-pound goals, 5 pounds at a time. What I'd like to do is to get myself into the next set of digits, because like when I was 304, I just wanted to get into the 90s, into the 80s, into the 70s, all the way down. Now my goal is to get into the teens. And I'm only 4.3 away from that. So I can hit that by the end of the month. That's my goal, to hit that by the end of the month. Focusing on the task you need to do to reach your goal rather on just the goal itself increases the likelihood you'll be successful over time, and you'll build healthy habits along the way. So what you want to do is prior towards setting a weekly behavioral goal using the STAR principle to make it. So the S, be specific. Start by being really clear on what you want to do and the details of how you'll accomplish it. I really want to get into the teens. And the way I'm going to accomplish that is just not focusing on the big number of like I have to lose 4.3 pounds, but just focusing on the thing, a pound a week. In a month I can do it. If I set my mindset to that goal, I know I can do it. I know I'm going to reach my 160 pounds. It's going to take me a while, but I'm not stopping. And once I get there, I'm staying. I'd like to lose a couple pounds underneath that just to have a little bit of a cushion. But we'll see when I get closer. We'll see how my body feels. We'll see how comfortable I feel. If you want to go for a run twice a week, plan which days you'll do that, where you'll go, and who might join you. I'm never going to go for a run. I'm not a runner. But I walk just about every day. This week, the snow prevented me from getting out and walking, but I shoveled snow instead. I got my exercise. I got my cardio out by shoveling. Now, I could have just used the snowblower, but I wanted to have a little bit of exertion, so I used the shovel. We didn't get, I think the highest snowfall we got this week was 3 inches at one time. We got 3 inches, and then that night we got another 2 or something like that. But it wasn't hard. I took my time. I didn't, overstress myself. I do have a Fitbit that measures my heart rate, and I just was very cautious and just took my time and felt so much better, even though I couldn't get my walk in. The T is truly doable. It is important to be realistic about what you can actually accomplish. If you know weeknights are nuts for you, carve out time on Sunday for running. When you set up for success, it's more likely you'll complete and repeat your goal. I never set my goals too high. I did at the beginning. Well, I didn't at the very beginning. And then last year, I set too high of goals. I competed too much with myself. And I realized that I can't do that. I only lost 7 pounds for the whole year of 2019, but so far this year I've lost almost 9. So I'm surpassing my record. I'm doing so much better. And it's because I'm setting smaller goals, I'm being a little bit more realistic, and I'm following a truly doable plan. That can go to voicemail. You'll have to hear it ring 3 more times. A is active. It's much easier to focus on doing something rather than stopping something. Think of I want to run versus I want to stop skipping a workout. This thought process helps you picture what you're trying to achieve. I like to tell myself that I like to walk. And I don't like to say, well, the snow is going to keep me from doing what I want to do. The snow is going to make me think of something else I can do to get my cardio in. I shoveled snow. So I alternated it for something else. And the R is for relevant. It's a hard word to say sometimes. Relevant. Goals should not be about what you want to do. Wait a minute. Goals should be about what you want to do, not what you think you should do. Does running move you towards something larger than you truly want to achieve? If so, make that extra meaningful and powerful in your day-to-day life. Always think of what you want to do, because if you think of what you really, really want to do, then you're going to do it. Because we know in life, if you don't really want to do something, you're either going to do it half-assed or you're not going to do it at all. So think about what you really want to do and really focus on that, because that will lead you to success. I'll put this at the end, but there's a no-cook peanut buttery cookie dough bites. And they're 1 point on all 3 plans. I love peanut butter and I love cookies, but I'm not a big fan of peanut butter cookies or peanut butter in things. I just, I like peanut brittle, but that's about it. I'm not a big fan of a peanut butter cookie. I know, I'm like weird. So let's see what we talked about at the meeting. That's in my notes. Our quote is, which we've always had this quote before, success is the sum of small efforts that you do day in and day out. You'd like to dive into this 100%, but let's be honest, very few people, there are exceptions, I'm not saying there aren't, but very few people dedicate 100% of their daily, weekly, monthly, yearly attitude on losing weight. We'd like to think we do, but you know, we do kind of steer clear of that sometimes. And there's no shame in that. There really is no shame. If you're focused on it at least 95% of the time, even 90% of the time, you're going to do a lot better than if you're not focused at all. Just got to remember that. Ask yourself, are you on your road to success? Because we all know weight loss is not an easy street. If this was so easy, there would be no overweight people in the world. If it was so easy that you could just pop a pill, that pill would have been invented by now. Oprah would have put it out on the market. You probably couldn't afford it, but it would be out there. I know they're working on things right now, but as it is right now, it's not out there. So you really have to work. It requires you to change your daily habits. If you're just used to just sitting in front of the TV all day, try to change it up a little bit, that even though you're going to watch TV all day, maybe some of the time you're going to stand. Maybe you're going to do a couple leg lifts. Maybe you're just going to walk around on the commercials. Just to do some different things to change it. You know, a lot of times it's going to be challenging. It really is, because if you're going to a big party and there's all these cookies and cakes and pretzels and chips and dip and all that, it's going to be challenging to know that you can't have that stuff. And it's not that you can't have it, because you can have anything on WW as long as you plan it into your day. But sometimes you mindlessly eat when you're at a party. You're talking to people and you just keep reaching into that potato chip bowl. Portion, if you're going to have some potato chips in there, portion out a portion on your plate. If you're going to have some dip with it, portion out the dip. Figure out how much it is. You don't necessarily have to write it down at that particular moment. And you don't have to let anybody know. You know, you can kind of eyeball it. You know, after a while, you kind of somewhat, at the beginning, you're really a little more conscious of it. And then towards when you get a little farther into the plan, sometimes you kind of overindulge. But if you're at a party, if you're getting pretty close to what you think is like 2 tablespoons of dip on your plate, and like, you know, figure out like maybe 10 potato chips. Take a picture of it if you're not sure. Everybody's taking pictures and say, oh, I'm going to put this on Facebook. People don't believe I eat this stuff. You know, and then go home and then track it then, and you'll just know. Always remember you got to have a healthy mind and soul and body. Anybody can want to be healthy, but everybody wants to be healthy. That's kind of silly. But you have to really have the right mindset, and you have to really feel it in your soul that this is really what you want to do, that you really want to keep on this plan. And let's face it, I know from my own experience, when I'm eating healthy, I have so much more energy. I'm not falling asleep in a chair. If I'm eating too much sugars or carbs, they kind of tire me out, and I'll just be nodding off in a chair. And it's because my body hasn't had the right nutrients for that particular part of the day. And you need to do it. Always, always, always set yourself up for success. Follow your plan. Whatever plan you're on, follow your plan to the best of your ability. Try to not make it so complicated. Don't make it like a math equation, oh, this if I have this and this and that. Just figure out, I'm to the point now that the reason I stayed on my blue plan is because I pretty much know how much the points are. A lot of times I'll look just to refresh my memory, but then I go, oh yeah, I was right, that's how much they were. So it's not really complicated for me because I'm really paying attention to what I'm doing. And a lot of times your mindset can make or break your success. If you have in your mind, I'm going to succeed, I am going to make that goal, I am going to do that, you will. And if you think, I'm not going to do it this week, I just know I'm not going to do it, you won't. Your mind is the strongest muscle that you have in your body. Well, your brain is the strongest muscle you have in your body, in my opinion. I don't know that that's scientifically correct, but I really do think it's when they say mind over matter. It really does make a difference, mind over matter. Always be accountable, only to yourself. Don't worry about being accountable to somebody else. You're the only one that has to live with yourself every time you get a minute, every time you get a chance to think about where you are. Know that you're with yourself and just think, you know what, I gotta be doing better. I just have to be doing better. Think, can I do Weight Watcher at home as well as I do it out? I have a hard time when I'm going out. I'll be honest with you. I tend to overeat, and I know that when I'm home I can prepare healthier foods and I do better. But I know that I need to use the app more to figure out what my plan is when I'm going to eat out. And I have been doing that more. I've been checking my app to find out what I want to do. My problem sometimes is I just don't follow through. I'm not holding myself accountable to the mistakes that I make. And you have to hold yourself accountable. Don't worry about what anybody else is thinking. You're your own strongest critic, and you know that. Always remember that you have to have support, and you have to have reliable people around you. They don't necessarily have to follow your plan, but they should be more encouraging of you and not tempt you as much. My true friends don't say, oh, here, have a cookie, it won't hurt you, one cookie. They just know. And if I have a cookie, they don't say, I thought you were on Weight Watchers, why are you having that cookie? They're very supportive. I love attending my workshops. I find I get so much out of it. I really admire people that can do this at home without going to a workshop, because I need the accountability of weighing in front of somebody else. That's just me. I just know that that's me. If I was just to weigh myself on a scale on a certain day of the week, for myself, I'm speaking for myself, would say, well, I'll just do better the next day. And you just have to know. And the bottom line is that you have to live a sustainable and a healthy lifestyle. Don't be, like if you ate grapefruit all week, you might lose a lot of weight, but are you going to eat grapefruit the rest of your life? Find a plan that's going to work for you. The blue plan works for me, and that's why I like it. I'm not going to say it's not a little bit of work, because it is a little bit of work, but it's a little bit of work that's going to help me to keep my weight off and to lose my weight successfully, because there's no magic pill. There just is no magic pill. If it was out there, I would know about it. I really would. And of all things you have to remember, you have to have portion control, because even though it's 0 points, in fruit and vegetables, and count on this, they still have calories in them, and you have to remember what the calories are on certain things, because it's always calories in, calories out. And just always do what you can to be aware of, even though something might be a low point food, it might have more calories. It might not be as healthy for you as something else that's a lower point food. Plan ahead. If you need to track your meals, I now follow a menu plan for the week. Kind of keeps me on check, so I know what I want to do. It helps me when I grocery shop. I keep 0 Smart Point foods on hand. I have a little container that I keep all my pointed snacks in. So when I want to have a snack, I can pull it out and it'll say right on the little baggie exactly how many points it is, and I'll know exactly how many points it is and not have to worry. I always put my more fattening treats behind my healthy things, so I got to move the healthy things out of the way so I'm more conscious of what I'm doing. And when I go out to eat nowadays, I always look at the menu ahead of time, and I kind of plan somewhat. I try to eat a 0 point meal for the rest of the day, earlier in the day for when I eat out, to make up the difference. So that's what I did, 0.8, 80 pounds. So I'm on my road to success, and so can you be. And so you can be too. That sounds better. And then I'll leave the recipe on the back. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do the weekly highlights. I try to get it up before noon every Saturday, Eastern time. And I do daily vlogs. I do a recipe of the week. I do my grocery haul. And I sing to you on your birthday. So if you're new, please subscribe. So give this video a like. Hit that like button. Only once. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and share. I got a little confused there for a minute. Okay, talk to you guys next week, or I'll see you on my daily vlog.